Welcome to St. Michael Albertville High School. The Section 6-5A football championship is on the line tonight in this neutral site game as the Elk River Elks take on the Armstrong Falcons, the top seed in the section. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson, and wow, what a year for Armstrong. Undefeated up to this point. First section final for them since 2003. A lot of excitement in their program.
And they should have a lot of excitement, Jay. We got to see a game of theirs earlier in the year against Park Center, and I left that game telling a lot of my friends and other people that follow high school football, Armstrong is as complete of a team as I've seen all year, regardless of what class that is. They can run the football. They got a very talented quarterback, great receiving, great defensive and offensive lines, great linebackers. So they're very complete. They're 8-0, and I think they're coming here tonight, not just excited to be here, but excited to win this game and keep this great season going.
And for Elk River, it's become pretty commonplace to be in a spot like this. Steve Hamilton has really built a strong winner, a Prep Bowl champion, and the Prep Bowl runner-up in the last few years as well. And they avenged their only loss of the regular season, which was in the last game against Rogers, by turning around and beating the Royals in the semifinals. An impressive performance by them, especially defensively.
Well, and that's the thing. They're usually a high-scoring game. They know they got to score a lot of points because their defense has given up a lot of points. But in that game, they flipped the script, played excellent defense and timely offense, and to squeak out of there with the win. Anytime you lose to an opponent and then you beat them come playoff time, you're feeling confident. So they're coming into this game, and to your point, Jay, they've been in big games over the years. Their coach has been in big games. They know how to prepare and how to come tonight ready to play. It's a different feeling when your whole season is on the line, and it's who can come out, who can execute, who can make plays.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest, starting with the Elks, and a guy who's just a physical football player for them. He'll be playing a lot on both sides of the ball, Joe Nordstrom.
Well, I think the key players tonight are our cameramen, because Elk River's offense, there's a lot of ball fakes, and you don't know who has the ball, but he's got to have a great game. He's at over 1,300 yards on the year, just a wonderful running back, but also, as you alluded to, great on defense, too, and you're going to see a lot of two-way players for the Elks, but he's got to be huge tonight. They got to be able to run the football, and I think their best defense might be offense. Time of possession, sustaining drives so that they can keep their defense off the field against the Falcon offense.
And for Armstrong, we're going to talk about a guy they weren't certainly going to have for tonight's game. Ty Bowman, their outstanding wide receiver, missed the Monticello game, the semifinal game for the Falcons. He had a hip injury in practice. He's been cleared to play, says he's ready to go, and he certainly is a weapon that will be tough to contend with.
He is an athlete, Jay, and he gives them such an added dimension, especially when they get down to the red zone, because he's such a big athletic target, and there's the trust there between quarterback and Bowman. So they throw it up, he goes and makes the catch. He's a tremendous athlete, 13 touchdowns, a ton of catch, a ton of yards. So they really add another element, really good balance on offense when he's on the field. So good to have him back healthy tonight. I think they're going to need him.
Forecast is certainly looking better now than maybe what it did earlier in the week too here as well. It's a little cool out, but not much wind, and at least for now, precipitation holding off. So a great field here at St. Michael Albertville, great facility, new facility here, and so they're a good host for this one as the Elks and the Falcons get set to battle for a spot in the state playoffs. Stay with us. We'll kick off in just a moment here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to St. Michael Albertville as Christian McAlpine getting set to kick off here. Waiting back deep, Nick Barrett and Jordan Lewis for Armstrong. He's going to pooch kick it, though, and field it at about the 38-yard line, and no room to run there, but still pretty good field position for the Falcons as Dace Francis catching that one for Armstrong. So Jake Breitbach and crew will come out for their first possession of the night. Both teams kind of expect that there might be some offense in this one. That's certainly I don't think we're going to see a 7-6 kind of game more than likely, but you never know.
Well, and that's where turnovers could really play a big role tonight, Jay. Whose defense can get a stop or a fumble or block a punt or field position like this? Those short kicks, if you don't get a recovery, you give the other team very good field position.
So here we go from the 38, first down and 10 here for Armstrong. Breitbach will hand it off. Caleb Jones has a big hole up the middle, and he'll rip off about 8 on first down. Jones had a real big game, one of the games we saw earlier in the year. Sean O'Driscoll has been kind of their number one guy, but he's dinged up, and Jones showing some great capability, and Armstrong's going to go quick here. And they're going to go right back to Jones, and he will pick up the first down as he's ridden down after crossing into Elk River territory. Alex Skoog finishing him off there.
Well, interesting, too. Armstrong going no huddle, trying to get the tempo. And I think they feel like physically their offensive line is big. And if they can keep this momentum and don't give that Elk River Elks defense a chance to catch their breath.
Breitbach. Shoulder fake, and now looks the other way as Nordstrom pursues him. Breitbach on the run, flicks it out there for Barrett, and he'll have it. Wow. Nice improvisation there by Jake Breitbach, and he's able to complete it for a first down, about a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, and they were trying to get a big hitter, a little pump fake there, but look at Breitbach. Realize nothing there to the right, rolls out to the left. Do you know how hard that is to throw as a right-handed quarterback? Sprinting to your left, and he throws a dime.
First down now. Jones will take the handoff. Picks his way through that hole. Jones down the sideline, and Armstrong on the march early on here, just tearing up the Elk River defense.
And I like what they're coming out and saying, Jay, is we don't think you have an answer for us, running or throwing. And you see great blocking up front, great blocking down the field too by Armand Walker. So the wide receivers getting involved in blocking.
From the 21, they come back to Jones, this time a little better defended, as grabbing him around the ankles that time for the Elks was Tony Kutzer, number 45. But still about a 2-yard pickup, and they'll get right back up to the line and look to press the issue here. Armstrong looking to march right down the field on their opening possession. Fakes it to Jones. Breitbach will run it. He gets a block. Breitbach slips a tackle. Still on his feet down to the 5.
A big physical run right there by Breitbach, and he's a very good rusher. And you can see when you run the football that time, a nice little ball fake right there. And do you see Kevin Ramos, number 75? Great block up front, and Breitbach takes care of the rest.
Jones takes the handoff, and he will walk in for the touchdown. Couldn't have been much easier on that first drive, a 62-yard drive for the Falcons, and Jones finishes it off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Well, you get the feeling the Falcons wanted to come out and establish their identity and set the tone for the game, because that's not just an opening drive for a touchdown. That was a dominating and quick, efficient drive. No huddle, tempo, excellent pass and runs, a quarterback keeper, so just some great play calling, great rhythm to their offense, and a quick score.
Snap is bobbled, but running it in is the holder for the Falcons as Jack Major had some trouble with it. He shrugs his shoulders. Okay, that wasn't by design, but we'll take it. 2 points instead of 1.
That's where, if you're a coach, if you just say that's what we've been working on all week, right? A bobbled snap, but a heads-up play by Major. A lot of times you'll see a holder wait, and they wait too long, and they get tackled. Watch, as soon as he realizes he gets the 2 point, there's a look at the touchdown run right up the middle. And you can see just a great push by a bunch of red jerseys. That offensive line has done a great job. And that's why I think Armstrong's so complete, because they dominate up front, offensive and defensive lines. Here's the look. Yep. Just a great job by Major there, Jay, not hesitating. You see so many guys, they pause, and then they have nowhere to go. Major realized he wasn't going to get the hold down and took off. And no contain on that side for Elk River. So they averted disaster, and they get a major upgrade in a 2-point conversion.
I like it. So Armstrong, a dominant first drive as they score just a minute 46 into the game. Dan B's getting set to kick it off here for Armstrong. And he will drill it low on the ground, fielded on about the 18-yard line, taken there by Carter Otto. And Carter Otto with a nice return. He's thrown down just a little shy of midfield. He's another guy who's had a very nice year running the football for the Elks.
Well, you can see how explosive he is, too. He's fast. And I'll tell you what, with Armstrong marching down the way they did, you put some pressure now on your offense. The Elks got to come out, but I think they're okay with that. They're used to that, and they trust their offense. And so this is where, if you're Elk River, you don't want to, go 3 and out here, give the ball back to that offense. You want to score. You want to sustain this drive, get the momentum and the rhythm back to your side.
From the 48, first down give is to Nordstrom, and he picks up a nice gainer there. Going to give him probably 6 to 7 yards on that first down carry.
And you're going to see it's not a lot of fancy stuff, but when they run that full backfield like that, a lot of times you'll get 2 extra blockers because those running backs that don't get the ball, they're leading through that hole. And a nice physical run, 5 to 6 yards on first down, that's a win.
From the 47, back to Nordstrom they go. Lowers his shoulders and is brought down around the 45 or perhaps a little inside, so bring up a third down. And is asking Coach Hamilton, anything different about, certainly they're still running their straight T offense and all, and he said, we've had a little bit more, as you see Coach Hamilton in the gray cap there talking with his quarterbacks, and said we've done a little bit more straight off tackle stuff, a little bit fewer fullback run kind of thing, but my goodness, they average nearly 500 yards rushing a game. Here's a third down and a couple. Going to go back to Nordstrom, and he'll be wrapped up short of the first down by about a yard. But they're in a spot on the field where it certainly seems as though they may go for it here.
Yeah, and this is where you always want to be aware, too, of a hard count, right? You know that it's going to probably be a run, being that Elk River's only thrown 14 passes on the year. But maybe you use that aggressive defensive line against Armstrong, go with a hard count, try to pick up the first down. But either way, I like the call here, knowing how important this drive is.
Bo Ruby, the quarterback, will also see Zach Stroh at the quarterback slot. Handoff, and this is going to be close as Ryan Wilson took it. Haven't seen either team really reacting strongly, thinking they got it or don't got it.
I think the mark, they're going to give it to him. Got just enough push. Well, was that Ryan Wilson on the carry?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing with Elk River. Wilson, 205 pounds. Nordstrom, over 200 pounds. They got physical running backs. They got good speed. But, Jay, when you only need a yard, when you're 200 pounds of momentum going forward, you feel pretty confident that you're going to be able to get a yard or two.
So, unfortunately, Wilson, the good news for them is he got the first down, but he, down on the field, looks like they're looking at maybe his knee. Going to be helped up and able to make his way to the sideline, but not walking that well.
And you know what? A lot of times that is it's a bruise to the knee. You get a helmet or someone else's shoulder pad right to your knee. It's nothing serious, but it hurts when it happens. And sometimes in the cold weather, it can take a little time to loosen up a little bit. And you certainly hope that's the case for that. It looked like he was able to get off on his own power there, so good to see.
So Elk River football now, a new set of downs at the Armstrong 41, trying to answer Armstrong's touchdown early on. And there's a run up the middle, and this one is going to go for the touchdown. That's what the Elks will do to you. Raheem Avery popping it through, and it'll be a 41-yard touchdown run.
And just, again, simplicity right up the middle, that quick trap. And you can see Raheem Avery's got the speed right there with the thunder and lightning, and he strikes in a hurry, and that's exactly what Elk River needed to answer that first drive for Armstrong. And again, you can see how great their ball fakes are as well. You're not really sure who has the ball. You got to take care of the A-gaps when you play a team like Elk River, because they will pop that a couple times a game.
And they do not kick all that often either, so they're going to go for two here for the tie, and it's kept by the quarterback, and he will go in for the touchdown, the extra point rather. Bo Ruby, the 2-point conversion, and we are even up now at 8-8. We've only played just over 4 minutes of football here, and each team has already driven down the field and scored.
Well, you said we might have some offense here tonight, right? And we're going to take a look at the touchdown run. You can see the quick handoff right there, but what they do such a good job of, Ruby, he plays out that ball fakes. You're not sure who's going to have the ball. And when you're a linebacker, you start watching that and you flow with the play. Meanwhile, running right up the middle right there was the touchdown. There's the 2-point conversion. Great ball fake by Ruby. Do you see him hide that ball on his hip so you have no idea who's got the ball? That was great. Yeah, Raheem Avery was running right by the linebacker. The linebacker didn't even see that he had the ball on that touchdown run. But that's what the Elks needed, right? You kind of saw that dominating drive by the Falcons, and what it does to Armstrong now is it puts a little more pressure back on their offense to say, hey, we got to keep scoring, because that is an offense that we're not used to playing against.
It was interesting when Coach Hamilton first came to Elk River. A lot of people were kind of like, oh, what's this all about? And, you know, a little onside kick attempt, but didn't quite work. You know, an offense that really, when you look at it at first glance, it's, you know, from the 20s or 30s, and I don't mean, you know, but they've had a great deal of success with it. He really brought their program back. They had some decent football history, but they had really fallen on hard times to the point where they had to beg out of playing a Northwest Suburban Conference schedule in football for a while.
Well, and the thing that people don't realize is it's not easy to run. You have to have a great quarterback, as far as not your typical, you know, with strong arm and that kind of thing, but a great command. Yeah, you can, great field position for the Falcons. But as a quarterback, Jay, you got to have great timing, great ball fakes, and you have to know where you're going with your footwork, and timing makes all the difference in the world.
So this one turned out disastrously for Elk River. They wanted to get the football right back. Jones taking the handoff, and this time stacked up. Oh, the whistle blew. He was not really down, but stopped. And so they'll call his forward progress stopped, and it'll be a loss on the play, although he did break free. That part won't count.
Yeah, great push that time by Cody Newhouse, number 71, for Elk River. And their D-line is going to have to get that kind of a push up front, try to get some contact in the backfield. So a nice job that time by Newhouse.
2nd and 12 now for the Falcons. Breitbach looking deep down the sideline, but incomplete as he tried to go to Jordan Lewis, and covered pretty well out there by Avery.
Well, it's a great concept. They look like they're throwing a quick one to tie Bowman there, and they're hoping that the defense comes up and makes a play on that, and they try to hit it over the top. But pretty well defended and a little bit too strong on that throw.
3rd down and 12 now for Armstrong. Breitbach faking it. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Gets through the first wave, and he's dragged down at about the 35. He'll be short of the first down by about 4 yards. Tackled by Carter Otto.
But a great decision by Breitbach. He knew right away he wasn't going to get outside, cut up the field, got a big play to set up a 4th and manageable here.
4th and more like 5. He didn't get quite as far as I thought he was going to.
Yeah, it looked like he got a yard or so further. The spot looked pretty far back.
Needs to get to the 31. Breitbach will keep it himself, gets a block, and he will reach out and get it. Otto in on the stop again for Elk River. Got some help from Mark Thole, but Breitbach, they showed confidence in him as a runner, certainly. Early in the year, obviously Armstrong fans know all about, tore his ACL in the playoffs in basketball last year. They first thought there was no way he'd be back. But early in the year, they weren't having him run the ball as much. But now later, it's kind of like whatever it takes. Ooh, Jones is ridden down hard by Jack Lockmiller for Elk River.
I think that's Cody Newhouse.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yep. Apologize, Newhouse. There's a look at Jack Negan, the Armstrong head coach. Fakes it to Jones. Now Breitbach looking out to the right, and he'll throw into traffic down the sideline. Actually, it was guys in white that had better opportunity at that, but it'll fall incomplete.
Pretty impressed with the Elks, their pass defense, doing a nice job. Their safeties, cornerbacks doing a nice job, not buying on the play action. See a little ball fake, you can see just no one open. Breitbach does a nice job of being patient, trying to let things develop, but just nothing there. And he throws it really throwing it away, throwing it out of bounds. There was no one open.
Yeah, he was lucky that one wasn't picked off. It looked like he tried to sneak it in there. But so a 3rd down and 9 from the Elk River 29 here for Armstrong. Breitbach looking, firing, completes it to Lewis, but a good sure tackle by Robbie Heinzen.
Yeah, Heinzen did a great job. As soon as that ball was released, he closed, and there was no yards after catch. That looked like it was for sure going to be a first down, but a very nice tackle. But again, setting up fourth and a yard, so very fourth and manageable. we've seen both teams already go for it and be successful on 4th down and short.
From the 21 now. Based on what we've seen so far, this doesn't seem all that daunting to get it. Breitbach's going to keep it and run, and he'll pick it up with ease. He's brought down from behind that time by Stroh, but easily picks up the first down.
Well, and you get the feeling on when they need a couple of yards for sure, they're going to Breitbach, going to the senior, going to their leader. And that quick little ball fake, you get the defense flowing to the other side. He keeps it. And he's a pretty physical runner as well.
Breitbach all day to throw, and it is complete. He finds Ty Bowman for the touchdown, and both teams continue to roll offensively.
Well, that one took a couple minutes longer than the first drive did, but that was a great pass. Breitbach had to get that over that preliminary defender, but he couldn't hang in the air too long. Just an excellently thrown ball. And Ty Bowman, that's what he does. He catches touchdowns, his 14th of the year. And Breitbach did a little bit of everything on that drive. Kept the ball for a couple of big 4th down conversions and throws the big touchdown there.
They'll go back to trying to kick here. Dan Bees on to attempt the extra point. This time the snap's on target, and it's put down by Major, and Bees knocks it through. So Armstrong will lead it 15-8. As we've seen the offensive explosion that we kind of expected here. Look at the time he had to throw there, too.
Well, and you see he had to get that over Heinzen, number 9 there, was kind of playing in the passing lane. You can see good patience. He allows that Bowman to develop that route and get open, and just an excellent throw. If he hangs it too much in the air, Jay, that defender's able to close and make a play on the ball. So just an excellent throw. You can see they're pumped up. Bowman's excited. He had to sit out last week. He's excited to be back out there, and he does what he does best, which is make big plays. And I told you, I think a great, smart football mind said when they get to the red zone, they really look for Ty Bowman, because that's the kind of play he can make.
Bees will kick it off here for Armstrong.
Now the pressure's back on the Elks offense. We'll see. So far, 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns. So we'll see if both offenses can keep that pace up.
Bees this time will knock it a little bit deeper. Fielded on the 5. Wilson is back in there, and he is brought down. Good kick coverage by Armstrong, and stopped on the play on the return by Wyatt Knox.
Yeah, that was a great kick. Got a good bounce, a deep bounce, and we've seen both teams have pretty good field position after the kickoffs. That time, excellent coverage, tackling downfield. Elk River is going to start at their own 13-14 yard line.
5:03 to go here, first quarter, and we've already had 3 touchdowns. Each team scoring every time they've had the ball. 15-8 is the score, and Elk River in that straight T offensive look. Stroh is now the quarterback, and handoff left side going to Carter Otto. So again, they did intend and plan to use both quarterbacks on a pretty regular basis here tonight. Otto will pick up 7, so 2nd down and 3 coming up here for the Elks.
And you wonder why with the multiple quarterbacks, you know what I mean? Unless they're both pretty even in what they're doing, and they're both excellent. They're both seniors, so you want both of them to get a chance. But with that rhythm and that timing, both quarterbacks really got to be on top of their game, and they have been so far.
First down pickup here as Otto running the football again. And stopped on the play by Kate Kemple for the Falcons.
Well, Otto's had a big season as well. And what I like about how he runs the football especially is you can see he finishes his runs. There was contact a good 2 or 3 yards before he went down, and he just lowers that shoulder and drives forward.
You always get the feeling from watching them too that when they run stuff all through the offseason, they're not jogging through it. They get into it. And there's the handoff again up the middle, and nearly popped another one there as Avery broke through there and will be stopped a little short of the first down, but not a lot, as they'll pick up 8 or 9.
Well, and you can see they do such a great job of carrying the fakes out. I know for me, initially, I thought Carter Otto had the football there and thought it was going to be a tackle for a loss. So you can see he had already handed the ball off. but they carry it out. And that second, that as a defender, that you relax is when your assignment actually has the football. So you really got to pay close attention.
Otto took a bump immediately, but is able to still pick up the first down without too much trouble out over the 40 to the 41, a gain of 5 and another first down. And aside from turnovers, you're starting to get the feeling that neither team's going to be stopped all that easily tonight.
Well, and that's what I said early on, Jay, is if a defense is able to strip a football or a fumble or an interception or anything like that, could be really the most important play of the game, because both offenses really high functioning here so far.
From the 41. Give it up the middle, and Armstrong was all over it that time, and not much of a gain, if any, there.
The other thing Steve Hamilton has done over the years, he's done a very good job of this, is he doesn't use his quarterback a lot as a runner, but when he feels like teams are starting to get acclimated to this offense, he will use them as a quarterback keeper or a bootleg. And so he just does a nice job of knowing when and who to get the ball to in different down and distances.
Short loss, actually, on that last play. Kept by the quarterback here, and it is a long run down the sideline for Stroh. And Stroh will be into Falcons territory. First down at about the 42.
Well, and there's a great example of it. And look at where they hide that football. Both quarterbacks, they put that football on their back hip so the defender cannot see it. And like I said, they won't run it often, but they do it just enough to keep a defense honest. And you start to relax. You forget about the quarterback, and that's when they pop it for a big play.
And here going to Otto.
There's some hitting.
They kept on battling. He got tangled up in a little bit of an awkward position, and he'll pick up about 3 on that carry.
Take a look at really both teams, but especially I was looking at Otto there. Take a look at these football players and their legs. Their legs are so strong. And that's high school sports in general. Both of these teams, they do such a great job of the offseason lifting and just the strength and conditioning of both teams. Really impressive.
From the 39, handoff up the middle. Whoa, that one nearly broke for a lot more as Joe Nordstrom took it. And only one Armstrong defender really realized who had the ball, but they were able to get the stop. But it'll be another first down.
Yeah, if Nordstrom doesn't lose his balance there, he might have been gone. And again, that quick trap right up the middle. And just, you think balance, you don't think Elk River because they run it every time, but they do a great job of balancing where and who gets the football.
From the 31, giving it back to Nordstrom. Oh, and he is just tripped up as he started to cut back across the field. Kevin Hoskins getting a piece of him, I believe it was there. Or Barnes, actually, Dante Barnes.
Yeah, and if Dante does not get his arm up on that, that's another one that might go for a touchdown. But either way, 7 yards, 6-7 yards on first down.
Second and about 4 here as we've ticked under a minute to go in this first quarter, and it's been a lot of offense so far. 15-8 Armstrong, Elk River driving it though. Handoff going to Wilson, and he'll be stopped at around the 20, but it looks like he'll have enough for another first down. And he will.
And they're not going no huddle, Jay, but they play with good pace, doesn't it seem like? I mean, they get in and out of their breaks, and they just keep coming at you, and they can wear you down too. And the thing is, you really can't slant or blitz or do a whole lot defensively, because if you guess wrong and you open up a gap or a hole, Elk River can take advantage of it on any single play.
Handoff here left side to Otto. And he'll pick up about 5 as Dace Francis had him wrapped up around the waist. That is going to be the last play of the opening quarter. And as expected, there have been some fireworks. Both teams scoring on all their possessions so far. Our score after 1, Armstrong 15 and Elk River 8. The Section 6-5A football championship continues in a moment on CCX. welcome back here to St. Michael Albertville High School. And what a beautiful new facility they have here for football. This is the best booth we've been in, I was going to say not only this year, probably ever. It is a great spot for it. The game was initially going to be at Buffalo, but then Buffalo ended up winning their first-round playoff game in Class 6A.
On this field.
And so many of the Buffalo workers wanted to go to the Bison game this week too. They didn't think they'd have enough to handle all the ticket taking and the concessions and all that kind of thing. So instead, St. Michael Albertville stepped in and said, "Well, we'll host it." So
and because St. Michael Albertville lost to Buffalo last week, they have plenty of workers this week to man it. But no, great facility, big, beautiful TV screen here, a nice turf. So excellent field for both of these teams to play at.
2nd down and 5 for Elk River as we begin the second quarter from the 15 of Armstrong. And there's a nice stop. Barnes cutting through and taking Otto down right about the line of scrimmage. One of the few plays that's resulted in nothing for either team.
Well, and there's such quick handoffs that it's hard to get penetration into the backfield. But Barnes that time had a read on it and just shot through there like a cannon. Great tackle. And that's the one thing, if you can get Elk River in 3rd and long, their offense becomes a little bit different. So nice play by Barnes.
3rd down and 5. Handoff to Otto. And looks like he'll be short of the first down by about a yard. And it'll bring up another 4th down. We've seen each team convert earlier on a 4th down spot, and obviously no thought of field goal or anything here. They're just going for it.
Well, and if you're Elk River, obviously you feel very confident. If you're Armstrong, can you get that kind of penetration into the backfield before one of their physical, strong running backs gets their momentum going forward?
It's kept by the quarterback, Stroh, and he fell awkwardly as he was brought down there by James Young, but he'll have enough for the first down.
Well, and just a great play call right there. I think everyone anticipated that ball was going to come up the middle, and just a nice ball fake by Stroh, and not a big gainer, but enough to get the first down, and that's all you need. Just keep that drive moving.
Yeah, and in some ways, in talking with Elk River, and this is kind of their usual MO, but they almost prefer a slower drive that takes a while so Armstrong can't get the football for a while. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown there for Nordstrom as he walks on in. And Armstrong starting to feel what a lot of Elk River's opponents have in the last few years. Who's got the ball? And by the time you realize it, it's too late. Nordstrom's in.
And Jay, we're watching the monitor up here. I'm watching the ball, and I did not think that Nordstrom had that. I thought the ball went to Carter Otto on that one. So that's how good of a ball-faking team they are, and Stroh is, and Ruby is as well. So this game might come down to these 2-point conversions if one of these teams can get a stop.
And the give up the middle, and Nordstrom will walk in for the 2-point conversion. So Elk River goes in front now, 16-15. And again, nothing unusual for them there to be going for 2. It wasn't just because of the score in this game.
You can see there's the quick trap. Nordstrom does a nice job of hitting that hole hard. And then going to run basically the same play, that quick handoff. And again, such good ball fakes. And it seems at home, if you're watching, like, well, how do you let them run right up the middle? The problem is you start flowing with that play, and it's such a quick handoff that it takes such gap mentality. And what I mean by that is you have to stay home and guard your gap. If you're a middle linebacker, you got to take the fullback. If you are for a second out of position or you start flowing with the momentum of the play, it's going to be you guess wrong. And if you guess against Elk River, it can end up in a touchdown.
Well, last time they tried an onside kick, and it turned out rather disastrously for the Elks. Rylan Gorage will be the kicker here as they gave up the football in their own territory to Armstrong because he didn't kick it far enough. And this one a bouncer, and Armstrong not going to take any chances as it'll be grabbed there by Kevin Hoskins, and he's just going to drop down on it.
And again, pretty good field position at about the 39, 38-yard line. You wonder why teams do that instead of kicking it. You saw Armstrong kick that last one to Elk River and pin them within their own 20-yard line. But you basically eliminate any big play or big return on the kickoff. But, this game is what defense can come up and step up and make a big play.
Oh, the snap gets away from Breitbach, but he's able to get back on it himself. He ended up actually kicking the ball forward, but was able to still win the race to it here. You see, he was just kind of fighting that snap off and then just trying to get back on it. A loss of 1 on the play.
And it almost looked like it went off his helmet, like a really fast snap.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite ready for it either, and he was just trying to get the hands up at the last second. So 2nd and 11 here for Armstrong. Breitbach keeping it. And Breitbach with a nice gainer just shy of midfield. Let's see with a spot. It looks like he should have enough for the first down.
That was a great ball fake, too. I thought he had handed it off to Jones. So Armstrong doing their little bit of Elk River impersonation there. Excellent ball fake. And Breitbach's really been a tremendous rusher of the football here tonight.
Right at midfield, 1st down and 10 here for Armstrong. Breitbach looking, now rolling out to his right, and he'll throw, and it's incomplete as he tried to go to Lewis. A little bit behind him there. Things had broken down by that point.
When again, great coverage down the field by Elk River. They're not going to allow Armstrong to beat him over the top. They're trying to force those shallow routes to be open, and nice job by Breitbach. No pass rush so far by Elk River, but Breitbach being patient and just nothing open down the field. So I think excellent coverage by the Elks.
2nd down and 10 play. This time he'll hand it off to Jones, and he has a big gap to run through. Now it's a foot race, and Jones is going to be gone. Touchdown Falcons, 50 yards.
Wow. He's got great speed, doesn't he, Jay? He gets to that second level, and he was hitting a home run. And back and forth we continue to go. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns, and we still got well over half of the second quarter here to play. It's an exciting football. And you got to remember, Armstrong averted a potential turnover there with that opening snap. Breitbach able to recover. That time, Caleb Jones just takes it to the house for 50 yards. Now you got to figure they're going to probably go for 2.
The fun thing about it, too, is the last guy they outran was Avery, the guy who had ran for the touchdown for 41 yards for Elk River as a running back. They go for 2. Breitbach faking the handoff, now throwing, and all alone is Bowman as he dragged across the field. Defenders must have got kind of caught in the wash because he was wide open.
Well, it's kind of a crossing pattern there in the end zone. Everything flowing to the right. Looked like he was going to throw to the right and then just threw it all the way back across the field. And there's beautiful job up front, and Caleb Jones gets to that second level, and he is gone. Raheem Avery, no match for him on that one, even though Raheem Avery's got some great speed as well. But a great 2-point conversion call. Watch everything flowing to the right here. And there's just no one back on contain on the left side.
Well, I tell you what, if he's going to continue to have that much time to throw, they're never going to be able to stop them either.
Well, especially when they get to the red zone, because Bowman is fast and he's tall. He's athletic too, and they're just going to throw it up to him, and he can make those kind of plays. So you're right. Elk River's got to figure a way to get some pass rush on Jake Breitbach.
See Caleb Jones excited about things.
But you really, if you think about it, Jay, if offenses are able to score like this, it might come down to those conversions of who can get stops there. And remember, Elk River has gotten both of their 2-point conversions. Armstrong kicked the extra point on their second touchdown, so that may end up playing a role here tonight.
23-16 Falcons. It's early in the second quarter. We are going to see a high-scoring affair here this evening. Ball received at about the 16 by Carter Otto, and has a little room to run, and he didn't want to go down easily there. He'll return it out over the 45. They came up with a shoulder hit on him, and it didn't really faze him.
He's a big tie. He just looks like a football player. I thought he did a great job. It looked like he was looking right, and then he just cut it upfield left. And then a guy like that, he's searching for contact, and he just finishes that run. We've seen it a couple times tonight. Very physical runner.
Football on the 45-yard line of the Elks. They now trail at 23-16 moments after they had gone ahead 16-15. So back and forth all game long. The defense is looking to make a play, but so far it's been an offensive dominant performance. Here's Carter Otto, and this time nice stop as Barnes came up to meet him there. Be about a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, and Dace Francis in on that play as well, but that was a physical hit. You know, and that's the thing, if you're Armstrong, if you can contain Elk River on 1st and 2nd down and put them in something where it's 3rd and long, where they're not comfortable, where they might have to throw or might have to try to do something tricky, that's the only way you're going to have a chance to stop them.
Up the middle, and that'll be enough for a 1st down as Nordstrom had somebody hanging onto his jersey there, but he kept those legs churning, and he'll pick it up.
Well, and these running backs wear on you, Jay. They're big and strong, and we've talked about it, but they just keep coming at you. And the other thing is they all get carries, so they stay fresh as the game goes. It's not like it's one running back that gets 35, 40 carries. They spread it out really nicely, so they're all, when they do get the ball, they're attacking, and they're fresh.
Here's Otto running hard into Francis, and Francis driving him back. So he'll be held to about a 3-yard pickup on that play. Armstrong's got some hitters on their defense, Francis and Barnes and Hoskins, and they didn't return a lot of their secondary, but they had some guys up front. DJ Hurst has had a good year as well.
Well, that's the second collision we've seen between those two on this drive, between Francis and Carter Otto, and both of them very good collisions.
From the 41. And driven back hard again is Nordstrom. And that'll be a short loss on the play.
Francis again he's really elevated his play here on this drive. 3 or 4 tackles already. And again, 3rd and 8 now. This is the first time Elk River has been put in this kind of a down and distance. They've always had 3rd and 4 or below. 3rd and 8 now. Now is when you got to stay home. Watch out for the quarterback keepers or a little bit of trickery in this down and distance.
From the 42, here's the handoff going right side to Wilson. A foot race. He'll be caught and fights his way down to the 11-yard line as he was able to rein him in. There was Francis Cisse, but still a gainer of about 30, 31 yards there for the Elks.
Just a little bit different play there, a little bit different rhythm to it. Looked like everything was going to their left side. Wilson comes back to the right. Watch what he does here, Jay. Look at him with both of those arms on the football.
That's an Elk
River, as much as they rush the football and as much as they hand off and do that, they take very good care of the football. That was a big play, big 3rd down conversion.
So 1st and 10 now at the Armstrong 11. They can get a 1st down short of the end zone here. Handoff goes to Wilson again, and he got hit and spun close to the 5-yard line.
Ryan Wilson, the ball carrier, tackled by Dante Barnes.
Give him about 5 on that play.
You know, in Elk River, their running backs all do a nice job. They take contact, and they don't stop moving their legs. They keep churning forward. You know, that play didn't look like much, but he got 6 yards on 1st down. That's the win.
2nd and 4 coming up here. Or 2nd and 5, roughly, I guess, for the Elks. Give it to Nordstrom, and he will go in for the touchdown. Nordstrom rushes it in from 6.
We're going to take a look at that replay, and I want you to watch on that. Kevin Ramos, number 75 for Armstrong. Big defensive lineman, completely got turned around there. Actually ran right by the running back, right there. You can see it. It's so hard to know who's got the football. What an answer. What a game, Jay. 6 for 6 possessions and touchdown.
Injured Elk River player down, unfortunately, after that one.
You know, and that's one of the things with Elk River, too. They got players that play both ways. So if you do, and it's hard for us to see who that injured player is there. But sometimes it's not just losing, you know, an offensive player. You're losing an offensive and a defensive starter. So hopefully that young man is okay, whatever number that is. stadium is only 2 years old, Jad. I'm safe to say that's the most points scored in the first half ever in the stadium.
Both, it's kind of like a breather for the audience and the players and the officials and the coaches right now. Unfortunately, you don't want to have it because of an injury like this, but and some guys are going to come out to help. It is Ryan Wilson who is injured. You remember he hobbled off earlier as well, and this time it's looking a little more grim.
And he had a couple of big runs on that drive, including that 3rd and long conversion that he had. So he's a big integral part for Elk River, playing defense as well. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Well, Elk River again will go for 2 and look for the lead here. Just under 6 minutes to go in this second quarter, and we've seen a ton of offense so far, obviously here. 2-point try for the Elks. Ruby handing it off to Otto. Otto cutting it up, and he will be in for the score. And Elk River back in front.
And again, a little bit different play design. That time they run to the outside, almost like a power sweep. And you can see, watch, Otto's going to get this, but watch the other 2 running backs. They're out front leading, and they basically become 2 more blockers on that side, so it becomes a numbers game. And the problem is it's hard to shift or adjust to that because you don't know where the ball's going to go because it's the same formation every single time. You know, that's why they pose such a challenge to defend, because you just don't see offense like this. Lakeville South this year, who's a very, very good team, one of the favorites maybe to win it all in Class 6A. You know, they were struggling offensively. They reached out to Steve Hamilton, and he's kind of been a mentor for them, and now they're running a very similar offense, and teams are struggling to defend that as well. It's a hard defense to defend.
And I remember, you know, obviously the trend has been a little more toward, you know, 7-on-7 kind of things and throwing the football a lot. And I remember, you know, a lot of people I remember saying, like,
well, who's poo-pooed it?
Yeah, and who's going to want to play that? Kids won't want to play that. And I'll tell you what, when you have some success, and yes, I can acknowledge if you're a wide receiver, you probably wouldn't want to play in this offense for sure. But if you're a running back or if you're a lineman, you're going to love it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You got to get buy-in from your kids. And Elk River, you know, for Coach Hamilton, they had success early, and it was easy to buy into. And I'm always a big believer that winning breeds more winning, because kids are in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. They're watching those kids play on the Prep Bowl and play on TV and win championships and play in the Viking Stadium, and they want to do that. So you buy into it. Now you're in, you know, how many years has Coach Hamilton been here now?
9th year, yeah.
9th year. I mean, that's complete buy-in. They know the system. In youth football, they run it, so they love it, and it's hard to prepare for when you don't see it very often.
From the 29, handoff goes to Jones, and he is hit. Keeps on driving and almost got away, but Mark Thole holding on to make the tackle. Got about a half-yard gain or so on the play.
Well, the Elks did a nice job. They plugged the initial hole, and then Thole did a great job coming up and finishing it off.
Well, 2nd and a long 9 here for Armstrong. Breitbach will keep it himself. And another pretty well defended play that time by the Elks as the stop made by Elijah Bisek.
And there you see Carter Otto as well, that outside linebacker. A couple of nice plays here. So again, 3rd and long for Armstrong. They haven't really faced this down and distance either. And it's on they're deep in their possession here. This is a big play for the Elk River defense if they can force a 4 or 3 and out.
Breitbach throwing the pass tipped and will fall incomplete. And we'll see, Armstrong could we be looking at our first punt of the night? They may not, though. Another look as he fakes the handoff to Jones and then zips it over the middle looking for Bowman, but unable to make the catch on a ball behind him a little bit. And Bees is going to come on in Elk River. You hear their fans cheering. Like, wait a minute here, we've forced a punt. Neither team obviously has stopped the other prior to this.
Well, and if you're Elk River, you got to feel like this is a huge, huge win. The way your offense has been going, just Armstrong unable to get a stop. Whoever could get their first stop and force a punt, you got to feel like it's a major, major advantage.
Elk River, it's almost like they didn't believe Armstrong was really going to punt. They didn't put anybody back. So it ends up being a good kick to pin Elk River back at the 26.
Well, and a great scene right now on the Elk River sideline. Their team was going nuts and their fans are going nuts. It's almost like you feel the game might have completely changed here, Jay White, by getting that stop. That's exactly what Elk River needed. I was going to put the over-under on number of punts tonight at a half to see what you were going to say, but we've already gotten that beat with a punt here.
So Elk River football on their 26. They lead 24-23 into getting their first defensive stop. Handoff goes to Otto, meets up with Francis, and stopped a little shy of the 30, so about a 3-yard pickup or so there for Otto.
Well, and what this does, this puts a lot of pressure on this Falcons defense, and this defense has been very, very solid and good all year long, but probably never faced this kind of a situation where the pressure is starting to mount. Okay, they got to stop. Now we got to step up and get a stop.
Kept here by Stroh. Gets to the edge down the sideline and then forced out by Barnes at about the 42 or so.
I'll tell you, both quarterbacks, but especially Stroh, does such a great job of hiding that ball in that back hip. And as an outside linebacker or defensive end, you can't see the ball, so you really just don't know who's got the ball. And then the one time you do play the quarterback, the ball's going on the inside. So it's really almost pick your poison, and they don't run it a lot, but Stroh's been very effective on that quarterback keeper.
First down on the 43 now for the Elks. Handoff going up the middle to Avery, and he keeps on driving and close to a first down as he crossed midfield.
You know what's funny, Jay, is you watch and you see about 2 or 3 people get tackled on every play because you're not sure who's got it.
And an Armstrong player down injured here.
Looks like David Hurst. And he's a big, big part of that Armstrong defense. He's big, physical on that defensive line. We certainly hope he's okay.
3:41 to go in this first half, and they are working on the right leg. It looks like if DJ Hurst is.
Under 65, Seth Hopkins. Under 66, Riley Erickson.
That appears to be the knee they're looking at on Hurst here. See if we can tell what happens. He's right in the middle. And you see him go down and reach for his knee right away.
Oh, you hate to see that.
And I get the feeling that was probably a situation where he twisted that knee hard. And he's a pretty big guy to try and help up here too. They might need to get a couple players to come over and assist him a little bit.
And that hurts when you bruise that knee, especially when it's cold like that. It feels like you get a big knot in there, and it's hard to get it loose again. And he's such a big kid too, and he does such a good job of, blocking the inside gaps. So that's a big loss for the Falcons. You certainly hope he's okay.
Is walking pretty well though as he heads to the sideline. So
if it is just a bruise, it's one of those that hurts like heck, but it kind of wears off after a couple of minutes. So you certainly hope that's the case. Nothing structurally wrong with his knee.
Second and a couple. Stroh keeping it again, and he is going to be wrapped up. Pretty well defended by Armstrong. He'll get maybe a yard.
Well, Stroh did a nice job. I thought that was going to be a loss of 3 or 4 yards, but he kept fighting there and able to get back to the line of scrimmage about. Armstrong got a good push that time. And again, 3rd and short. This is where they're going to have to come up with a big stop here.
3rd and a couple coming up here for the Elks. They lead it 24-23, a little under 3 minutes to go here in this first half of a wild offensive shootout. Hands it off, and they'll get the first down. Armstrong trying to dig at the football there as Nordstrom will carry a couple of tacklers with him down. Pickup of about 6.
Well, Nordstrom's going to get the credit there, and it was a good run, but that was a great job by that right side of that Elks offensive line. And I'll tell you, anyone who's averaging 300 yards rushing, they're going to have great running backs, but they're going to have a great offensive line too. And they got an excellent push. They were pushing that red jersey 3 or 4 yards down the field. So again, a big 3rd down conversion.
From the 43 now, first down for the Elks. Handoff going to Nordstrom on the sweep, and he lost it. And Armstrong's going to come up with the recovery.
Wow.
There's the stop that they need as it's recovered by James Young.
That is huge, Jay. Did you see Young grab that ball before it went out of bounds too? Right on the sideline. If he doesn't get that and that goes out of bounds, that stays Elk River football. What a big play. I couldn't tell if it was stripped or if it was just on the hit that it was lost.
Great.
Oh yeah, great job. But watch this right at the end.
Cisse got forced that fumble.
Did you see Young get that left arm out and caught that before it went out of bounds? And I think Armstrong breathes a big sigh of relief. After they had to punt, their defense comes up and does the job, gets a turnover. What a play by Young as well to recover that before it went out of bounds.
From the 34, Breitbach fakes the handoff, now throwing complete. And here's Bowman getting down the sideline. Wow, he accelerated past everyone.
I'd say the hip is okay. And that's what you do. You get your playmakers, your athletes, get them the ball, let them make plays. An easy throw for Breitbach. And a nice job by Bowman. He got it, and like you said, Jay, he got to the outside. What a stride he's got. Got those big legs going.
Falcon first down.
Huge.
Breitbach throwing left. Has the connection there as he's able to find Caden College.
Both teams with 3 timeouts, minute 27 on the clock. So you got plenty of time here if you're Armstrong, and probably not wanting to leave any time on the clock for the Elk River offense.
Breitbach under some pressure here, throwing, and did he sneak that one into Barrett? Yes.
Wow, what a throw. What a throw. On the run, patience, and that's a dangerous throw, but he got enough velocity on it, and Barrett does a nice job going down and getting it. See, great job, patience. He's athletic enough to get to the outside, and he had to put some juice on that. There were defenders by there. Excellent throw.
Breitbach throwing for the end zone here, and he's got a man wide open for the touchdown. It's College. Oh, we've got a flag down, though. It's a hold against Armstrong. Bring it back.
Look at Breitbach's reaction. He knew that was a great play that he made. He bought some time, and when he's able to plant his feet and step in, he's got a very strong arm, and he put that right on the money to Caden College.
Just the second penalty of the night.
Yeah.
The previous one was that kick that went out of bounds.
Holding offense, number 56. 10 yards.
It's been a very clean game.
Second down.
So Armstrong thought they had a touchdown. Instead, it's wiped out by a holding penalty.
Timeout, Elk River.
Elk River will take a timeout here.
Let's see if we can find the hold here. Yeah, hard to see there. One of the very few times, I think Elk River's pass defense has been excellent tonight. At that time, they allowed College to get deep and outside. They're able to come down with it, but fortunately for them, a holding on the play. So a big change there. Let's see if we can find that holding. It's called on 56. Oh yeah.
It wasn't much of a hold, I didn't think, but
it's one of those that didn't impact the play or the outcome of the play, but might have had his hands a little bit to the outside. But That's one of those that's frustrating, especially when you're that young man who made a great play, bought some extra time. And again, I think Elk River, one thing they're going to want to look at halftime is how can they maybe get some pass rush on Breitbach, because he's good enough. If you give him time, he'll buy extra time. He'll allow those receivers to get open, and he's shown to be very, very accurate with the football.
It'll be 1st and 20 now, back at the 28 for Armstrong. Breitbach faking the handoff here, rolling left and throws and has a man. And then stepping out of bounds is College. So College, you had the previous one that was an apparent touchdown, but not quite.
Out of bounds by Bobby Heinzen.
Down to the 18 now, 1st down for the Falcons. Breitbach going to step up and run it. And Breitbach will be brought down inside the 5-yard line. Stop made there for the Elks by Bisek. The 1st down and goal here for Armstrong. Another look as he initially is going to throw and then sees a little opening and goes for it. Handoff to Sean O'Driscoll, who had just come in on this series, I believe, for the first time, replacing Jones, and now they're going to have to use a timeout as Elk River got a nice stop there.
Sean O'Driscoll, the ball carrier.
Newhouse on the stop there, so 2nd and goal coming up. 26 seconds remaining in the half. Each team has now gotten 1 stop. Elk River forced a punt, and then when they were going to try and extend their lead, they fumbled the ball away, and the Falcons recovered. Armstrong had an apparent touchdown a moment ago taken away by a holding call, so they'll be facing a 2nd down and goal here. Obviously, like we said, that most of these drives have been ending in touchdowns. So when you get a chance to get a stop, it can be it might make the difference in this game. As I said, each team just recently got their first, but Armstrong trying to finish the half in style here. Breitbach faking the handoff, rolling to the right, now hit, throws, and it is intercepted. Picked off there by Nicholas Gill for the Elks, as Breitbach was being taken down as he threw that one. One of the first times the Elks have had any pressure really on him, as you see Breitbach being chased by Otto, who got his leg just as he threw and picked off on a nice catch by Nicholas Gill. And so Elk River will take over with just 20 seconds remaining in the half. You see Otto, as Walker couldn't contain him there. Handoff straight up the gut. Elk River, you're thinking they're using the rest of the time up, but Nordstrom pops out a nice run out over the 25. And the Elks will, in fact, use a timeout. I'm guessing they were really hoping to just use the remaining time, but instead they get such a nice gainer that, let's take a timeout here. A reminder to vote for the CCX Sports Play of the Week. It's brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove, as we put 4 new plays up each Monday. And go to our website, ccxmedia.org, and vote for your favorite as you decide the winners of our Plays of the Week. And we name them each Monday on our Sports Jam show, so thanks to Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove for sponsoring that. Wild first half here, 24-23, Elk River leading Armstrong. This is the Section 6 Class 5A Football Championship. First time in a section final since 2003 for Armstrong. Meanwhile, Elk River has won these last few. Ruby giving it off up the middle. And not much doing for Nordstrom there. And I don't think they'll get a chance to run another play here. Well, they try to. I'm not really sure why. Clock reads 0 now, and I think this is going to be the end of the half, yes. So we have reached halftime here of this section final and a quite a wild first half. Elk River holding a 1-point lead over Armstrong as they've been 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions, and Armstrong kicked one of theirs through. So that's the difference so far. Each team getting stops late in the quarter. It looked like we might see everybody go get all the see Wilson, who went down with that injury for Elk River. That's the one unfortunate part, is we've seen an injury or two. Let's go down to Ryan now. He's with Coach Hamilton.
Coach, what an offensive first half there. And up in the booth, I was saying whatever defense gets a stop or a turnover is going to have the advantage. How big was that interception there at the end of the half?
Obviously huge. We turned the ball over, and that's one thing we can't do. We got to take care of us. No penalties, no turnovers, and we'd be okay. But, they're a great offense. It's going to be a lot of points.
Defensively, what do you guys try to do here in the second half to get that advantage, get more possessions for your offense?
We'll just keep doing what we did in the last play. Let's just pick them all off. That's what we'll tell them. Just go get them all. No, hey, he's really talented, and they're a talented team. So we got to try to keep them in front of us and make them drive the field.
Hey, for people that don't get to see you guys play as often, they look and how can you not stop the run? It's so difficult. You guys do such an awesome job with your ball fakes, your timing. What do you think makes your offense so hard to prepare for and ultimately defend?
Well, could you imagine a scout team trying to run that as fast as we do? It's just, it's up front. It's the pad level and the speed that we get after them. We have some, deception, which helps. But bottom line is we got to get after people up front to win.
Well, it's a heck of a game to watch up in the booth. How fun is this to be in the playoffs here? Beautiful night.
It's a blast. Yeah. That's what it's about. It's for the kids.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Enjoy the second half. Yeah, back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Hamilton. We'll catch Jack Negan coming back into half. 24-23, Elk River leading Armstrong. We will be back here to St. Michael Albertville in a moment.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York. The This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hey! There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
We are at St. Michael Albertville High School, the home of the Knights, a new member of the Lake Conference as of this year. And yeah, look at that guy. Yeah, I recognize that young man, Ryan's son Max, out there tossing it around. 24-23, Elk River leading Armstrong here at halftime of this Section 6 5A championship. Let's take a look at first half highlights from a wild first half. The offenses were unstoppable in the early going for sure. Handoff here going to Caleb Jones. Takes it in for the first touchdown of the game. That one came less than 2 minutes in. Then the extra point snap was bobbled, but Major picks it up and runs it on in, so they go up 8-0. Armstrong does after their first possession. Elk River, though, a quick answer. Handoff to Raheem. Avery up the middle. Armstrong realized too late who had the football. 41 yards later, he is in the end zone. They get a 2-point conversion as well to even it up at 8. Then Breitbach coming back, waiting for Ty Bowman into the corner of the end zone. He's got it. It's a touchdown. And this time they kick the extra point and go up 15-8. Second quarter, it is Nordstrom taking the handoff, and he goes 10 yards for the score for the Elks. They take the lead 16-15. Caleb Jones, a huge hole to run through, and he's got the speed to take it the distance. 50-yard touchdown run here for Armstrong as they go back into the lead. And then they're able to get a 2-point conversion right here to Bowman. That gave them a 23-16 lead. The scoring was not done, though. Elk River coming back again, getting another touchdown. The handoff to Nordstrom, and he went in, and they got another 2-point conversion. So they've been perfect on their 2-point tries here as Carter Otto able to get in for the 2-pointer, 24-23. Here's Elk River looking like they're going to drive for more, but a great job knocking it out by Cisse and Young. A great recovery just before it went out of bounds. But then Elk River returns the favor by getting a turnover. Looked like Armstrong might score late, but Breitbach under pressure throws an interception as Gill, a diving play. Look at the stats for the first half. They're overall pretty close. They were achieved in different ways. Elk River has not thrown a pass all night, which again is not a surprise with their offense, but they've run for 256. Armstrong more balanced, but they're right around the same amount of yardage. First down's pretty even, turnovers pretty even. The one penalty was a killer. It took away a touchdown for Armstrong, a holding call. So we'll see who will blink here in the second half. A great football game here in the Section 6 5A championship. Elk River 24, Armstrong 23. We will be back with more of our coverage here on CCX Sports.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother. You, your boss, your boss's boss. You, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. Let's go down to Ryan with Coach Nagan.
Hey, Coach, what did you think of the first half there?
I didn't think it was going to be 0-0, but that's a few more than we expected.
I kind of felt like whoever could get a stop maybe would have the advantage. They got a stop, but then you guys answered with the turnover, and then, of course, your turnover there at the end. What's the key here in the second half?
Yeah, we thought the same thing, too. You know, we need to get 1 or 2 stops and see what happens, so I think that's the same thing again this half.
You guys do anything differently?
Yeah. We got a few wrinkles, so we'll figure it out.
All right, good. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Yep,
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Nagan. As his team, I'm sure, coming in, their defense, you know, they had a lot of ideas about what they wanted to do against that Elk River straight T offense, and you know, it's worked a little bit at times, but probably not as well as they were hoping. Obviously, they're giving up over 250 yards rushing in that first half, but offensively, a lot to like for the Falcons. That turnover late certainly changed the complexion. Also, the penalty call, the hold that took away a potential touchdown, or they would have been into halftime more than likely with the lead. But both teams, you know, going to make an adjustment here or there, and we'll see what transpires in half number 2. And I think, as Ryan said, turnovers are such a big key, and each team able to kind of balance each other out with that, as Armstrong came up with the big strip and fumble recovery, but then Elk River, just when it looked like Armstrong was going to finish off a drive and score late in the half there, they got their really their first pressure on Breitbach and hit him as he threw, and it led to an interception. So not as Jack said, didn't expect 0-0, but that one was a little bit of, you know, the scoreboard was spinning a little faster than probably what he would like and hope. He's been working with the defense this year after really being an offensive coach throughout most of his coaching career. So you know, obviously it stings a little bit when you're defense, and you hate to say it for Elk River, they're somewhat kind of used to that. They've been in a lot of games like this over the last several years where, you know, they end up just outscoring somebody. They haven't maybe done as well defensively as they would like, certainly either in this first half, as Breitbach picked them apart pretty good. They gave up some runs too. Has been particular, obviously, that 50-yard touchdown where Jones sprinted through a nice hole up the middle. So some things to shore up defensively on both sides for sure. But at the same time, you can't really hang your head and be upset that, oh, they scored on us or whatever, because it's going to happen. But you have to come up and be looking to play good assignment football and make a stop here or there, and that might be enough to get the game done, because you're obviously confident in your offense if you're either of these teams coming in to this second half. I think some of the jitters, if there were any, are gone now too, as teams have just kind of settled into being ready to play football. You can look at the student section there for Armstrong. Both teams had an injury or two in that half too. We'll kind of keep an eye out and see if we see Hurst some more for the Falcons, and Wilson for Elk River went down with that injury. And saw late in the first half we saw Sean O'Driscoll a little bit. Number one, he's right there kind of in the forefront of your screen there, leading rusher, but Caleb Jones had a good first half and has played a lot in relief of him this year anyway, so it may not matter that much if O'Driscoll's able to go or not. There's Bowman trying to get his guys fired up here.
What a big turnover that was, wasn't it, before the half there? The play call, I thought they were going to run it up the middle. It's kind of a, you know, trying to get Breitbach out to the edge there, and that's one I know he'd want to have back there. You either got to take the sack or make sure you throw it away. But back and forth, and on defense has kind of stepped up. They closed that first half strong there. Both defenses coming up with stops and turnovers.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to get those stops, but at the same time, if you're a defensive coach or player, it's a little hard to be excited about, well, we got, they've only went 4 for 5 of us on drives in that first half or whatever, but.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point there, Jay, where we didn't think there was going to be a stop this whole game, and Elk River got that first one, and you kind of felt like they had the momentum, and then Armstrong got the fumble and was about to head in there at the end there, and then a big interception by Elk River. And it's setting up to be a heck of a second half.
Bees will kick off here for Armstrong. Nordstrom waiting back deep. The way the game has gone, though, I was going to say it may not get to him. Nice play to field it on a hop there. Bobby Heinzen running. The ball comes out late. It looks like they rule him down. It squirted out of that pile, and Avery was the only one there to pounce on it, but it looks like he was ruled down already at that point. So at the 42-yard line, and the Coach Hamilton talked about it too, that, like you said earlier, you would think that they, might be a little turnover prone with all the ball handling that they do, but that's one big thing that they always preach is that, we don't beat ourselves. We need to, and there you see Hurst is back in there for Armstrong. We need to make sure that we don't have penalties or turnovers.
Well, I know that one fumble, but really clean played, well played first half by both teams. I think we only had the 2 penalties.
Ruby handing it off up the middle, and Nordstrom will pick up a nice gainer of about 9 on that first down play. He is up close to 100 yards rushing in the half, or for the game now in total, as he had 88 unofficially in that first half, so second in yard. You see the 128 on their helmets. That's 128 years of Elk River High School football.
And probably running the same offense they did.
I was going to say, they kind of just turned the clock back, flipped things over, and went back to the playbook from how it looked back then. Handoff here, and it will be a first down gainer for Nordstrom as he keeps the legs churning just inside the 45.
Well, one of the things I'm looking for is, Elk River is going to run the same offense. Virtually all the plays we saw in the first half, we're going to see those exact same variety here in the second half. But what does Armstrong do differently? Are they slanting differently? Did they add a lineman? Are they bringing pressure? Are they moving safeties? Is there anything differently that they can do to try to slow the Elks' running attack? That's what I'm kind of keeping an eye on here, Jay.
Football on the Armstrong 44 now, first down and 10. Ruby handing it off, and they did a pretty good job stacking Otto up that time. He will still gain about 2.
Well, we've seen Dace Francis and Carter Otto on that same play about 5 or 6 times tonight with just a great collision.
Francis has had a nice year for Armstrong. Good-sized linebacker, 6'1", about 225.
Well, and you got to be physical when you tackle these running backs for Elk River because they're big and strong. Not only are they fast, but they are powerful and physical.
Second and 8. Otto cutting it up hard here and falls forward onto his own lineman there. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down.
Kind of running a power sweep there to the left side, and Otto very nicely made that decision quickly. He was going to turn it upfield, made a nice cut.
Yeah, that one started out wider than most of their runs have been tonight.
And it's a subtle difference, Jay, but it's different than what they are running. So it gives the defense just another thing to think about, another style of a run for them to think about.
Third and about 3 here for Elk River. Handoff, and that'll be enough for the first down. Nordstrom running his way through a tackler and down to about the 31, 32-yard line.
Well, watch Big 66. Riley Erickson does an excellent job of leading through the hole right there. And not a huge kid, 5'9", 246 pounds, so big and strong. And that's the thing with linemen. If they can get low and they're quick and drive that defensive lineman back. But he was out front there leading the way. Big first down. Yeah,
Coach Hamilton, when he talked with you at halftime, pad level was one thing he talked about that they stress with their linemen. Low man wins is a lot of the talk a lot of times among linemen. Here's the handoff again. Nordstrom cutting it. Ooh, and he almost got away there. Francis hanging on. And that'll be a nice pickup of about 6 for Nordstrom on that one.
Well, and it's such a cliche, Jay, but the low man does win in the game of football. When you're low, you got all your legs and your core working for you, and you can be going against a guy who's bigger and stronger, but if he's higher, you got that leverage. And right now on this first drive, well, really this whole game, Elk River's offensive line doing a nice job firing off the ball. And, man, you get 7 yards on first down, especially with their offense. That is a big-time win.
Handing it off and down close to the 20-yard line as Nordstrom carrying it again, and that'll be enough for a first down.
And that time you saw Alex Skoog, number 74. He was a good 7-8 yards down the field, still, continuing his blocks. So not only are they getting the blocks, but they're sustaining these blocks. And you got to try to get off the lineman, and then you got to tackle a really big, strong running back, too, coming at you.
Football on the 21 now for Elk River of Armstrong. First down and 10 Elks. They lead at 24-23. And this, again, kind of a time-consuming drive, keeping the ball away from Breitbach and the Armstrong offense. Here's Otto. Francis wraps him up, but he still kept pretty good leg drive going and will pick up about 5.
Yeah, and this isn't good here for Armstrong. Dace Francis is on the ground, and he's been, you just talked about what a great year he's had and what a good game he's had. And that's not good to see.
Obviously in a little bit of pain there as he's rocking back and forth. This is kind of almost the only thing that slowed up the offenses tonight is we've had a few injuries where the player's been down for a bit.
Well, and kind of different, too. Elk River, we saw them have the one long touchdown run, but they've taken up almost half of the third quarter on this drive. So exactly what Coach Hamilton would have looked for to coming out of halftime.
Let's keep our eye on number 5 in red, see if we can see what happens to Francis. He's the one who makes the tackle. And the pile kind of landed on him a little. I don't know.
It almost looked like head and neck. His neck was a little contorted there.
Because he wrapped up the ball carrier, and then Otto kind of landed on Francis up high. So he is up and getting a hand from the fans and his teammates. Give him, at first glance, it looks like he's probably going to be able to come back, but we'll have to see. Boy, he's been in on a lot of stops tonight.
And they're going to need him in this game because, there's just so many tackling opportunities up the middle against Elk River, and certainly good to see him walking off. I hope it's nothing serious and he can get back out there because his team is going to need him.
And looks like Armstrong's going to use a timeout before the next play commences here. 7:24 to go in quarter number 3. And at Coach Hamilton's team leading by a point and trying to drive for more here. And again, obviously Armstrong fans probably not following Elk River that closely. This is very much the type of game that they often are in these last few years where they score a lot of points. And, it is looking like the neck is what they're kind of concerned with Dace Francis here.
Well, there were two parts of that. It was his tackle. It was a good collision there, and his neck looked like it bent. But then, and you said it too, Jay, it looked like the way – I believe that was Otto that landed on him. Looked like his neck was twisted a little bit too. So hopefully he's going to be okay and get back in this game. But, I'll tell you that, St. Michael, Albertville, which is where I live, we played Elk River for years. And, the best success, Rogers has played him for years, and they were able to beat him this year. You have to become familiar with it. You have to get experience playing against this kind of offense. And you heard Coach Hamilton say to me at half, how do you simulate? You just can't. And it's a different animal when you get into a game and preparing for him.
2nd and 5. Here's the handoff going to Otto as he drags a tackler with him. Kempel brings him down at about the 8, but it'll be first down and goal.
And these, don't think for a second, these physical runners, they will wear you down because there's so many tackles and it's over and over and over. You get bruises, you get tired. when you run the football like Elk River does, and you got to be in great shape to be able to do it, but it can wear a defense down. And when you get worn down, that's when you start making mental mistakes.
Handoff here going to Otto, trying to squeeze his way through a tackle attempt of Kevin Hoskins. He'll be inside the 5 to about the 4, maybe even the 3. And it looks like the 4. There you got the big offensive lineman Noah Pappas in there now on the defensive side for Armstrong, is 6'6", 315-pounder, number 77.
And I think just trying to take some blockers up. Maybe he can take 2 blockers with him and you free up a linebacker. So I like the move. Great job. Great addition by putting him on that defensive line.
Handoff here, right side, and a big-time collision there, and Pappas was in on it as Nordstrom getting up slow after that one.
He's a load, and you see him on offense moving piles. Now the Armstrong's asking him, hey, we need you defensively. We need you to dominate that interior, and he made his presence felt right there on the first play. And he was fired up, too.
3rd down, goal to go here for Elk River. They've used up more than half now of this 3rd quarter. Can they punch it in, or can Armstrong make a big stop?
Watch the quarterback keeper.
Otto, the handoff, and he will reach it over the goal line. He is in for the touchdown. Carter Otto scoring for the Elks.
Just a great drive. That's exactly what Steve Hamilton wanted to start the second half.
Yeah, it sounds funny, but I would venture to say they would much prefer that than like a 70-yard run.
Yep. You keep the ball out of Armstrong's offense. You sustain that drive. You get a great rhythm. And now, this is a really, really important play right here. It's a 7-point game. If Armstrong's able to hold here, keep it a 1-score game.
And they're going to look to throw the ball, and it'll be complete. First time tossing it tonight as Otto makes the catch on the throw from Ruby. And it's another 2-point conversion. I'm sure you could forgive Armstrong for being a little caught off guard by that.
No, absolutely. Here's the touchdown run, and a nice job. Otto keeps those legs driving, able to fall forward. Again, he's going to move that pile forward. Great ball fake. Look at all the red jerseys come up and bite on that play action. I'll tell you, when you only throw 14 times a year, play action works when you run it. They don't run it a lot, but that's a great play call and just a huge 2-point conversion. Now you got confidence. Now your defense can relax a little bit. You know you got a 2-score game. There's not so much pressure on trying to get a stop. And really now, Jay, all the pressure is on the Falcon offense to have to respond.
They've certainly shown an ability to move it so well tonight, though, that I don't think they're to the point where they're getting worried just yet. Certainly not liking trailing at this point, but they really, I think for the most part this year, the only game I can think of that they were really facing a little adversity was Coon Rapids. Late in the regular season, Coon Rapids came out and built a lead, but Armstrong really came back nicely. Fielded on a bounce here. Oh, and that might have been a face mask, it would appear. Yes. I don't know if he, probably not on purpose, but as Christian Lee went down in a hurry, and it will indeed be a face mask on the Elks. That's got to be a 15-yarder, I would think.
It's going to end up, resulting in great starting field position for Armstrong. When you talked about that Coon Rapids game, Jay, well, they're going to have to really rely on that because they had a lot of dominating, commanding victories this year. They're going to have to resort back to that when they trailed and having that belief in each other. That's what a football team is all about, and that's what you prepare for getting in the playoffs when you know you're playing great teams. You're going to have adversity. How do you overcome that? How do you stay together?
There were 2 fouls on the play, 1 live ball, 1 dead ball. During the return, personal foul, face mask, number 24, Elk River. After the play, unnecessary roughness, number 9, Armstrong. Was basically offset, first down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the face mask was a blatant one, but then Armstrong, after the play was over, commits a personal foul to kind of balance it out. As you see right here, ooh, it got him kind of more on the inside of the helmet, and then play continues, and I did not see what Armstrong did, but so anyway, they won't get nearly as good a field position as it looked like they might. They'll have it at the 26.
Well, and they're going to get Kevin Hoskins with that other foul, and he's had a heck of a game on defense, but at 15 yards is big. That would have given them excellent field position.
Breitbach looking to throw on first down, has all day, and throwing deep over the middle and just knocked away as Heinzen got in there to deflect it away from Lewis.
I'll tell you, Heinzen did a great job. That's a hard play as a defensive back because you see the ball coming, but to have no contact before that ball gets there, he did a great job going over the top and using his left hand to bat that one down. Great play. And again, Elk River, for the most part, has had great pass defense.
Breitbach throwing, completing it. And Lewis just about squeezed all the way through there. As it is, he'll be out over the 40, and first down, a gain of about 16 for the Falcons.
Yep, nice throw, nice job too that time by Jordan Lewis. That's not easy to catch in traffic in the middle of the field like that, but he did a great job concentrating and getting yards after the catch.
From the 42, and this time Lewis not able to hold on. He was looking to turn and run, and it slips through his fingers. So second down and 10 coming up here for Armstrong.
I just complimented him on what a great job concentrating in traffic. Come on, Jordan.
Second and 10 here for the Falcons on their 42, trailing it by a score of 32-23. Give us to Jones. And Jones is spun down there as Wilson able to stop him.
Well, we've seen an awful lot of the Elk River running backs on offense, but you're seeing them on defense too. Ryan Wilson with the big tackle there. We've seen Carter Otto with a couple of nice tackles. Joe Nordstrom's in there. So, again, we talked about the going both ways for Elk River. You have to be in really good shape to do that and play both ways throughout a course of a whole football game.
Breitbach faking the handoff, rolling to his left, throwing on the run, and it's short of College. And it will bring up a fourth down and long, but in this spot on the field, I'm expecting Armstrong to go for it, considering the score and how much trouble they've had stopping Elk River, too.
Well, and that's where I think on third down, maybe you run it again. They've had success with Breitbach keeping the football and running, and maybe you get 5 or 6 yards. You set up a much more, better down and distance on fourth down. But this is absolutely huge.
Fourth down and 9 for the Falcons. Big play for both the offense and the defense. Breitbach looking left, throws, and it is incomplete as he tried to go to College, but they weren't quite on the same page on the depth of that route, it looked like, and so Elk River will get a stop and get the football in Armstrong territory as well.
I got the feeling, Jay, that Armstrong rushed that drive. Felt like they had to throw every time. Being down 9, their offense has been so good and so balanced all night long. Running the football, throwing it. That time they went to the throw quite a bit, and it set up that fourth and really long. And great pass defense by Elk River. Their defensive backs, their secondary's done a nice job staying home and keeping the receivers in front.
Yeah, I asked Coach Hamilton before the game, how have they been on pass defense, and he said, at times good and at other times not so good, but they've made some plays tonight. From the 43 now, handoff going to Nordstrom. Whoa, Francis is back in there, obviously, and he was a big part of that stop along with Barnes as they are able to drive him back after a 1-yard gain.
Well, and I'd say with Elk River, you can defeat a passing team one of two ways: great secondary, great coverage, or a great pass rush. They have not had much of a pass rush here tonight, but it hasn't really mattered that much.
Yeah, and you get the feeling that they're not putting much emphasis on that they're looking at more coverage and just not getting beat deep.
Yep, giving up small plays, small passes, nothing over the top. But now you put a lot of pressure on this Falcon defense to come up big here.
Handoff up the middle, and Nordstrom tackled by Kempel. Kempel just kind of was there. Yeah, he was there at the right place, but I don't think he even knew it was coming. But the collision was enough to knock Nordstrom down.
And this is an Elk River possession. A couple yards on first, 5 or 6 on second. Now you're in that 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, where you know they're going to have 2 chances here to pick up 3 yards, and it's a tough ask of a defense to come up with a stop here.
Stroh is the quarterback, gives it to Otto, and he is going to be stopped short of the first down. Nice job by the defense to get a piece of him early and then finish him off just inside the 35.
Well, you can see Armstrong bringing in Noah Pappas again back in the game, big number 77 to clog up the middle. I like the idea. This is it. Armstrong down 9 points here, trying to stay into this game. This is a huge 4th down for this Falcon defense.
Stroh gonna keep it himself, and he's tackled in the backfield. It's a big stop for Armstrong as Rashad Sherwood stayed at home, didn't fall for the fake, and is able to bring him down.
Well, you said it, Jay. He didn't fall for the fake. He did a great job, number 29, Sherwood. A lot of times those players collapse down into the interior of that run. He stayed home, and he was ready for it. That is exactly what this Falcon defense needed. Let's see if that can jumpstart their offense after a big, big stop.
Football at the 37. That was huge. Both just in getting the ball back and also the time, though, by not allowing a couple more first downs. Right back will hand it off. Jones. Nice job by Newhouse ranging over there. He's one of the biggest guys on the field at 6'3" and 320, but he moved pretty well for a big man there.
Well, he's had a couple of nice plays defensively, but you're right, Jake, just coming right down the line. It's that pursuit drill, nowhere to go, and big fellow keeps coming. Great job.
Breitbach will keep now throwing it out in the flat. Bowman making a nice catch on that ball. And they won't get a whole lot out of it, but more than it looked like it might go for initially.
Just an athletic catch just to even make that catch, but that's what you call an RPO. It's a run-pass option, and Breitbach looked like he was going to run and made the right decision, throw a little bit high, but able to get a couple of positive yards out of it. And I imagine you're probably in 4-down territory again, right around that midfield marker. So you want to pick up positive yards here. Even if you don't get the first down, try to get 4 or 5 yards.
Elk River showing blitz. Breitbach is going to run, and he will pick it up. Wrapped up there by Wilson, but not until he gains enough for the first down with ease out near midfield.
See, I like this drive better than their previous one, where they're getting back to what they were doing in the first half. They're not trying to get it all back in the passing game. Breitbach has been really effective at running the football tonight.
Right at the 50. Breitbach looking deep over the middle, and the ball comes out incomplete as he tried to connect with Bowman. Kept that ball low, I think, intentionally, but maybe just a little short of where he wanted it to be.
Well, Elk River does a good job, and there's 3 or 4 defenders in that area, so if they are going to complete that, it's got to be a really tight, perfect throw, and it almost was.
Jones will take the handoff here, and Wilson rips the ball free. Oh, they're going to roll it down, it sounds like.
Oh, I don't think
that was a quick whistle, huh?
I don't think they realized that the ball had come out. I really don't.
Big break for Armstrong there.
Because did you notice the play continued, and I think the referee did not see that ball had been ripped out. That was a heck of a play by Ryan Wilson. Yeah, I mean, that ball's loose, and I think they thought the play had continued. That's a fumble. Armstrong very, very lucky there to keep possession of the ball.
3rd and 10. Breitbach will keep it. And brought down short of the first down by Kutzer. He will get about 3 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Elk River has come out in the second half and done a much better job defending the run. You know, we saw in the first half, Caleb Jones had a big first half, big touchdown run. They've done a nice job of defending him, and Breitbach on that one, nice tackle.
4th and 7, Breitbach's pass. And knocked away as College was there, but a couple of defenders converged, and Heinzen able to knock it out. And once again, Elk River will hold on downs and take over the football.
How about Heinzen? Has he not been great in pass defense tonight? A number of great plays. He is right on that. And he does a great job. It's instinct to actually have contact before the ball gets there. He is hitting them right as that ball arrives. And another big stop here by the Elk River defense.
So they'll take the football over at their 47, leading at 32-23. 22 seconds left. This might be the last play of the third quarter here. They hand it off to Nordstrom up the middle. Spinning him around, a big battle there. James Young eventually got him down, but it wasn't easy.
That was the spin cycle right there. You know, you're better off just having a wide shot of the field, because then you get all the running backs, because sometimes it's tricky to know who's getting the ball.
I don't know if we've got an injury or just guys that are maybe had their equipment tangled up, it looked like. Yeah, now they'll wind the clock. So we will reach the end of quarter number 3 after that 7-yard run by Nordstrom. Our score after 3 is Elk River 32, Armstrong 23. The fourth quarter is up next.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Armstrong undefeated on the season at 9-0, but facing some adversity now, trailing at 32-23. Elk River has the football as we begin quarter number 4, and looks like we've got a little bit of precipitation starting to fall there. And it might be in the form of light snow.
Well, did you ever think you'd see a 0 in the quarter there with the way we started this game on offense by both teams? Both defenses, I thought, really picked up their level of play there in the second half or third quarter.
Second down for the Elks. Handoff here left side. Otto is tripped up. He looks around to see where he is in relation to the sticks. It looks like he's going to be short. No, I'm wrong. He's going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah, they gave him a good spot on that one. And again, kind of similar to the drive that they had to open up the second half, Jay. 5 yards, 3 yards, 6 yards, you know, just slowly moving the chains. And at this point, up with a 9-point lead in the ball, you want to take as much time off that clock as possible. That's going to be their best defense right now.
1st and 10 from the Elk River 43. Ruby is the quarterback, handing it off. Here's Nordstrom, just tripped up, and he'll land right near the 30. It should be another first down, it appears.
That's a couple runs that we've seen tonight with Nordstrom almost being able to break free for an even bigger gain, but getting tripped up by an arm. But he did a nice job. You see him high-stepping through the line of scrimmage there. So many bodies in there. You got to be quick on your feet. He's able to avoid anyone laying there and almost broke that one free.
Well, and you talked about the way that every back carries things out as though they have the ball is a big part of why they have this kind of success. Handoff here goes to Nordstrom. Armstrong got to him immediately and almost ripping that ball out. That was one of the plays that was did not work at all for the Elks, as Nordstrom had about 4 guys on him as soon as he got the football.
Well, and it was hard to tell, but it almost looked like that was a fumble on the exchange there, or on the handoff. Nordstrom does a nice job of just making sure that he doesn't drop that ball.
Yeah, they'll lose a little bit. Yeah, the mesh wasn't great there. Ruby trying to take some aggressiveness away from Armstrong with a little bit of a hard count or a long count here. Giving it to Wilson. Wilson trying to fight his way through the tackle of Francis. He'll be stopped short of the first down here. Bring up a 3rd and about 5.
But don't you think they do a nice job? You'll see, Jay, you'll see Nordstrom get 3 or 4 carries, and then you'll see Carter Otto get 3 or 4, and then there they mix in Ryan Wilson. It's just a great way for them to keep all their backs fresh. So when they do get the ball, they are running at full speed. They do not wear down.
Well, and you talked about it earlier. A lot of them, or most of them, are playing defense too, so I think it helps with that too. Not that carrying out your fake or blocking isn't still tiring, but it's not the same as getting hit hard every play like the running back with the football will. Ruby giving it up the middle. Nordstrom squeezing through and brought down, but he'll have another first down for the Elks down around the 20. We're just shy of it at the 21.
Well, and at this point, too, if you're Armstrong, you're starting to watch that clock. You see it at 9:30 right now, and you got to get a stop if you're Armstrong. You got to keep him out of the end zone here, and you got to get a big play on defense. At some point, if Armstrong's going to come back and win this game, Jay, offensively they got to be great, but they have to be able to get a stop on defense.
At the 21-yard line now, as we're just about down to 9 minutes to go in the first half. Give us to Wilson up the middle, and Francis hanging on for dear life as he brings him down at about the 11.
Well, and I look at body language too, and I see the Armstrong defenders starting to get frustrated. You can tell they're starting to get frustrated, not being able to get stops. And, even plays like that, they're not big, but they're 8 yards on first down. And Elk Rivers just seems to get more and more rhythm, more and more confidence with each carry.
Down to 8:40 to go here in the ball game, and a second down and a couple here for the Elks. Give up the middle with it is Wilson.
It was hard to see who got the penetration that time, but an excellent job by someone on that Falcon defense, getting a little bit of push on the ground and able to trip him up there in the backfield.
Bring up 3rd down and a yard here for the Elks. Again, they continue to work that clock, and like we said earlier, in some ways it's almost better for them if they take some time, if they don't get first downs immediately and just wind up with 3rd and short and maybe even 4th and short. Handoff here left side to Otto, squeezing his way through and almost got to the end zone, just tripped up. Kind of last man standing had a chance to get him there, and he was brought down by Jude Rongstead, but he'll be inside the 5 for another first down.
And Rongstead does a nice job saving 6 points here, but look at the physicality of which Otto runs with. I mean, there's contact right at the line. He just pulls his way through, and you see a great running backs. They always keep those legs moving, chopping, driving, and Otto able to get 1st and goal here at about the 5-yard line. And that clock just continues to tick.
Handoff. Otto bounced off some bodies. He'll get forward for a yard, maybe 2. Stopped at about the 3 there.
That time he ran into one of his own blockers. Good job by, I couldn't see what number had penetrated and actually moved one of the Elk River blockers into the backfield.
Looks like they'll spot it at the 4, so he really only gained about a yard there. But again, the clock continues to tick. 2nd down, goal to go for the Elks. A tough order, but you could almost say we're to the point of a must-stop for Armstrong here, it feels like.
Oh, absolutely.
Bo Ruby coming back in with the play here. 2nd down, goal to go for the Elks. Leading it by 9 and trying to stretch it out. Handoff goes to Otto, and he is wrapped up by Kemple. That was a much different look. They ran away from the strength of the block and just tried to isolate him on the right side, and Armstrong reacted pretty well to it.
That was like a quick dive there, but between the tackle and the guard. They hadn't ran that look yet tonight, but Kemple does a nice job. Good contact, tackling a very physical Carter Otto, but you're setting up 3rd down, and this is where Steve Hamilton gets a little creative, and he does a nice job with play action and those quarterback keepers. Maybe you get a counter or something, so you got to be ready if you're Armstrong. Nothing to the outside.
Handoff left side, and Otto pushing hard toward the goal line. The ball came loose late. Let's see.
Oh, would this be big, Jay, for Armstrong?
Officials getting together to discuss it. Boy, it was almost a touchdown, and it may be a fumble.
Oh, we got to see that one again. That was a great. Oh, that ball is loose. That ball is loose. There is no question about that. That is a fumble. The question was, did you see who recovered it? Did Armstrong recover that? Because that ball was loose before his knee touched.
Armstrong will have it.
Oh, Jay, what a play.
Another look, and clearly a fumble. And looking at it here, the ball's easily out.
That's an unbelievable play. Dante Barnes with the big hit there. Oh my gosh, that is exactly what Armstrong needed.
And look at it, it's what, probably a
6
foot
inches,
short of the goal or so.
It is a game of inches. Wow.
So a good call. The officials got together, and they definitely got it right in the end.
You know, that's great officiating. You didn't have someone make a signal prematurely there. They got together, they discussed it, and they got it right. Now, granted, we have the advantage here of seeing replay, which is wonderful with our camera. But what a great job capturing that. But that was clearly a fumble, and those 4 guys right there got it right. What a big break for Armstrong.
Yeah, Armstrong, they're going to put some more time back on, too, because the clock was continuing to run while they were kind of sorting out who had recovered and all that. So they do put time back on. It is at 5:45. Now, the bad news for Armstrong, they got about 99 yards to go here. Breitbach looking left, fires, it is complete, and then a quick tackle on College.
I'll tell you what, I would not throw near Heinzen anymore. He is not getting beat. He is arriving right as the ball arrives there.
Pickup of 6, so 2nd down and 4 here for Armstrong. Time not their friend, though. A little over 5 minutes to go. Breitbach looking deep downfield down the sideline. Oh, and he overshoots Barrett, who had some room there.
And they've gone to that route tree a couple of times here tonight, and both times, Breitbach's gotten the time and gotten the throw and just overthrew Barrett here on that one. That was about a yard or two too long. Otherwise, that would have been a big play. And if you're Elk River right now, Jay, everything you got to keep in front of you. But keep in mind, you're on 3rd down now. So now you got to think about just getting the 1st down, keeping the chains moving.
3rd and 4. Breitbach is going to run it, and he should have enough for the 1st down here.
Well, remember, too, the clock does stop on 1st down, so it allows the chains to get going. So you got time to get up to the line, but you got to be quick. You got to play fast if you're the Falcons right now.
On their 12-yard line now, 1st down. Breitbach looking left. He'll sling it out there to Bowman. And Bowman wrapped up, and they keep him in bounds, which is a big part of that one for Elk River. Looks like Bowman might be a little bit injured, too.
Yeah, and if you're Elk River, you'll give that play up every time. A 2-3 yard gain in bounds. And keep in mind, Bowman last week missed a game with that hip injury, and so hopefully nothing got aggravated there as well. That was some good tackling, good contact there.
It is definitely snowing now, too, here as we head down the stretch of this one. A little under 5 minutes to play as you get another look at that. It always looks worse under the lights, I think, than but it's definitely visible now from the press box here, falling on the field and on the fans.
I noticed, too, when I was out at halftime with the interviews, the temperature had clearly dropped since the pregame. It was significantly colder. But at this point, both teams are they're in the rhythm of the game. They're not feeling it. But there's a short pass. And we'll see if we can see what.
It kind of looks like they're working on his right leg, lower leg, maybe ankle. Yeah, I'm kind of speculating, but it seemed like maybe he had his foot planted when the defense kind of twisted him a little bit. Yeah.
Well, for anybody, but especially that young man, you hope it's nothing serious, because he's going to have a chance to play in that next level. With the year he had, the athleticism and his height, and he's a tremendous, tremendous wide receiver, and certainly hope it's nothing bad.
Jack Nagan looking on in concern, and he looked like a time or two like Bowman was going to start to try and get up, but then did not. I wondered if the defensive player right away who was closest to him reacted quick and told him just stay down, stay down. So he must have, kind of had it sensed, or maybe Bowman, let out a little yell that one really hurt.
Oh, I hate to see that.
Well, we'll take a quick timeout and come back with the rest of our ball game here as Elk River leading Armstrong 32-23 late here in the fourth quarter.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your boss, your boss's boss, you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Good news is Ty Bowman is up on his feet and able to walk off here, but he'll have to come out at least for a little bit, I'm sure.
Well, it's great to see him walking off on his own power.
2nd down and 7 for Armstrong. Breitbach, play action, looking deep down the middle. Oh, and just missed, as Lewis would have been gone if that one had gotten to him.
I don't know what happened there, Jay. It was almost like Lewis didn't even look for the ball. Jay, if he gets his head around, he catches that. That's a touchdown. That was a great play action, and an excellent throw by Breitbach. Jordan Lewis, a great wide receiver. He's got to get his head around. That ball would have been right to him. That would have been a big play.
Breitbach running it. Avoids a tackle, and he'll lunge out over the 25 and have the first down as he keeps the chains moving.
That one he ran with urgency. You could tell he knew where that first down marker was, and he wasn't going to settle for anything less than a first down there. Kept going and picked up the first down. That's a big play there by the senior quarterback.
At the 26, Breitbach looking deep over the middle, and this one is caught by Barrett and into Elk River territory.
Excellent throw, and even a better catch by Nick Barrett in traffic. That ball was thrown out ahead of him. Look at the extension with the hands, taking contact right as that ball got his hand. That's a beautiful throw, and even a better catch.
Football now at the Elk River 48, ticking down toward 4 minutes to go. A little bit of pressure coming this time. Breitbach throwing, and his pass is complete again. He's able to find Barrett as well. Looked like a defender almost got a hand on that ball before it reached Barrett, but not quite. 14-yard gain.
That was a great throw. Breitbach stood in the pocket, kind of threw off his back foot, and still had the arm strength to get it there over the defense. That was a great throw and catch. Some rhythm here, some confidence, some momentum here for the Falcon offense.
At the 34, Breitbach is sacked. Otto getting to him, and a big play by the Elk River defense. They've started to send a little bit more. They've got the 3 down linemen normally, and this will be a loss of 7.
Yeah, and Otto comes to the top of your screen there on the blitz, goes to the outside. There's just no one to account for him, and he gets home, and Breitbach doesn't see him coming.
Otto did a good job, too, of not being overly aggressive and trying for the big knockout shot.
Just
making a tackle.
Yep.
Breitbach throwing and caught by College. He will get to the sideline, obviously well short of the first down, but a nice play to get that sack yardage back.
Well, not only that, Jay, but nice job of getting out of bounds. You could see he turned right for the out of bounds line. Wasn't a huge gain, but got some yards and got out of bounds to stop that clock.
Fourth reception for College here.
Starting to come down a little bit harder, which you got to think is going to impact that passing game a little bit.
Breitbach with a big gap to run through and just tripped up. As reaching out for him was Kutzer and got his ankle.
Well, Kutzer saves a touchdown there. Breitbach, again, he's been running with authority tonight and a little bit more urgency. And if that arm right there doesn't get Breitbach's ankles, he might have scored that.
As it is, they're at the 14, under 3 minutes to play now. Breitbach rolling right, throwing, and out of bounds, incomplete. Lewis made a good effort at it, but just not enough field to work with anymore at that point. It'll be second down.
And this is a play where Ty Bowman really comes into play here in the red zone, but look at that, excellent effort, out of bounds. It really a good throw. He threw it where only his guy could have had a chance there, otherwise it was going to be incomplete, but keep your eyes on number 6 here.
Here is Breitbach. Up the middle he goes, down to about the 5. And he'll be short of the first down by about a yard or so.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Breitbach keep it the way he's been running. See if he can get in the end zone here.
He will indeed keep it. He's wrapped up, but looks like he'll be very close to a first down. Yeah, it doesn't look like he got it though.
Oh, nice play by Alex Skoog, number 74, defensive lineman, getting into the backfield and hanging out for dear life. And it's setting up a big fourth down here, Jay. This is the game. If Armstrong's not able to get it, this one is going to be over. This is a big play.
Breitbach's going to run it again, and he will get the first down. Let's see, did he get to the end zone? No, he was short of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 1, but he will have enough for the first down, obviously, and looks like Kutzer is a little shaken up, maybe. Yeah, he's going to be able to make his way up.
Well, the other thing that's been nice about this drive, Jay, is Armstrong hasn't had to use a timeout on this drive. So if they can punch it in here, keep those 2 timeouts, you're obviously going to have a chance here to go for the onside kick.
Jones will take it in for the touchdown for the Falcons, and they're to within 3. He almost didn't get that handoff clean, but it didn't really matter. They'd opened up enough of a gap that he's able to get it in easily here.
What a great drive by Armstrong. What a great drive, too, by Jake Breitbach. He was some great throws, a couple of really determined runs. Being down 3 here, I would just go for the 1. Looks like they're going to go for 2.
We're to the point where it's snowing hard enough that you might be worried about the snap and all that too. You know, to be honest, it doesn't really matter all that much here. But if you get the 2-pointer here, they're going to give it to Bowman. He's looking to throw. Now Bowman will try and run it in, but he does not make it.
I like that you're getting Ty Bowman a chance. You know, he's such a great playmaker, but that play was a little slow developing, and I think Elk River saw it coming, and there was just no one for Bowman to throw. He made the right decision trying to just tuck it and run, but excellent defense.
Boy, we could be looking at whether an onside kick. There you see Jones almost lost that ball, but an onside kick is going to be presumably forthcoming here, and if they get it, they're still in business.
You know, and if they don't get it, Jay, with 2 timeouts, there's a chance Elk, they're going to have to get this. But either way, that's a heck of a drive there by that Falcon offense. When they needed it, their backs. How about that stop, you know, the fumble at the half-yard line, and then 99.5 yards later, able to punch it in for the touchdown. And this is why every day in practice, from the fall all the way through, you practice onside kicks for moments just like this. And on Elk River's side, you practice your hands team to recover these. So this is a huge, huge play.
Bees will kick it. And it's going to go all the way through and out of bounds, so Elk River doesn't have to worry about handling it.
And the tough thing is you got to kick the top of the ball so the ball drives into the ground and bounces up. If you don't get up high enough, that's what ends up happening. You kick it hard and it just goes straight out of bounds.
So Elk River will, of course, take the football there. Minute 40 to go. Armstrong a couple of timeouts.
Well, remember, Armstrong used that first timeout early in the second half. That could come in big here.
Stroh is the quarterback. He'll give it off to Nordstrom. Nordstrom more interested in keeping the ball than really worrying a lot about yardage there. And a quick timeout taken by Armstrong. Nordstrom will get 2 or 3, and you can see we're in a full-fledged snowstorm at the moment.
Well, and that's where, you know, you got to stress taking care of that ball. That ball gets slippery when it's got that wet snow. So you got to worry about the center quarterback exchange, and then you also have to worry about that handoff. So I'm sure Coach Hamilton's telling his guys right now, anyone who's touching that ball, you got to be sure with it. You got to 2 hands on it. When contact's coming, wrap up. And if you're Armstrong, if you're not the primary tackler, you get there, you are ripping at that ball, trying to get it loose.
Well, and they were just a little too much time to be thinking about, could we just take a knee here and force them? You know, that wasn't an option for them.
Well, if they are able to get a first down, the game's over.
And they hand it off up the gut again, and Nordstrom, they trust him to hang on to that football. He got it just over the 50 there.
Joe Nordstrom
and Armstrong not using a timeout. Maybe, perhaps we thought they had another one and don't.
No, they got one timeout left.
Guess they're waiting till after. Normally you just take them as quickly as you can. Third down and 5. Stroh watching. They actually do have play clocks on the scoreboard here too, which most high school places don't. Going to give it to Wilson. Wilson able to pick his way through, and he will be down securing the football with a first down, and Elk River is going to be able to run the clock out here on Armstrong.
What a big third down play. Great push by that offensive line. And Ryan Wilson, again, a fresh running back. They do such a good job distributing those carries. Ryan Wilson able to cut to the left and plows forward for the first down. And now if you're Elk River, all you have to do is kneel it twice and this game will be over. What a game.
You knew eventually there was going to have to be some stops somewhere along the way, and that's the second half was certainly different from the first in that regard.
What was it, 24-23 at half?
Yes.
I mean, so each team with one score in the second half. So I thought defensively, both coaches have to be proud of how their defense changed at halftime and came out and played. Elk River's offense, though, that's a couple of huge conversions, and Armstrong fighting and their resiliency showing. There's a reason they're the number 2 team in the state in this class, because they have heart, and that big stop, they get the fumble at the half-yard line, march down and score, but a little bit too late for it. What a season for Armstrong, and what a win here tonight for Elk River.
Stroh will take a knee. They're going to have to do it once more, though. I think they were thinking they were going to be celebrating, but going to have to do it one more time.
And remember, there'll be a short award ceremony at the completion of this game.
Going to use up as much time between plays just in case disaster did happen and you fumble it. At least you leave Armstrong with next to no time. I wonder if Elk River looks like they're going to maybe use a timeout at the end here. I don't think they can run this all the way down. Or can they? No, they can. Shouldn't have believed the play clock on the scoreboard there. So Elk River will win it in a thriller, 32-29. So Armstrong's undefeated run ending here tonight. Fantastic season for the Falcons. We said first section final appearance in 16 years. And heck of a game back and forth here, Ryan. This was a very entertaining game. I mean, obviously a lot of offense early, but then the little things, the defensive stops later in the second half, and really turned into a great game.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but I think you credit Elk River's defense here in the second half, getting a couple of stops. And that was really the key. You know, you think of Armstrong, Jay, that first possession of the game, they marched down in about 5 plays, scored, and you thought, well, God, maybe Armstrong physically is going to dominate this game. Elk River marches right back, and back and forth we win in the first half. And defensively, Elk River did enough here in the second half to come away with the win. But a wonderful season for Armstrong. They have nothing to hang their hats about. They were a phenomenal season. And Elk River, I think that experience of playing in some big games really kind of came to fruition here, and then they were able to prevail. But a heck of a game, and now it looks like it's a blizzard out there.
Fantastic season for Armstrong, as we said. I want to congratulate Jack Negan and his staff and his players and thank them for all their help and our work with them this year. They've been a lot of fun to talk to, a lot of fun to be around. Congratulations, obviously, to Elk River. I want to say a quick hello, too, to a couple of my old friends who are on their staff, Mike Bryan and Aaron Osterman on the Elk River staff. Known those guys for an awful long time, and I know they're going to be happy tonight, as will their players and fans. So good luck to Elk River in that state playoffs, and again, congratulations to Armstrong on a great season as they celebrate in the snow here at St. Michael Albertville. Hope you've enjoyed this one. It was a great one. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from St. Michael Albertville.